Before we start the notes today, I want to walk around and make sure you can do the basics. So go ahead, warm up part A and part B on your own. No group work, on your own. I want to at least walk around and make sure you can do the basics. Finding a side now. So take your time. We'll still go over them as a class, but I just want to make sure, walk around and you guys can do this on your own. For part A, what ratio did we use here? Let's start 5, maybe. 4, Via, what ratio did you use for A?
I used the
Cosine, yep. So we had cosine of 54 equal to 4.5 over x. And rounding to the nearest tenth, we should have got 7.7 miles. If you didn't have it on there, please make sure everyone's got the units on there, right? Okay, we're all good there. All right, how'd you do part B? I'm not even gonna ask, if you did the ratio, tell me, because there is another way without using sine, cosine, tangent to do that one, but if you use the ratio, tell me. If not, let me know how you did it. 2, maybe, come on, you're better than that. 16, is that the other, no, it's 14. 16?
I did for the ratio.
Or you didn't have to use it, but if you use one, Carter, let me know what it is.
I did tangent 54.
Yep.
Equals, y as a variable.
Yep. Y over 4.5. And then we ended up with y equal to 6.2 miles. And I said before, you didn't have to use a ratio. You could use Pythag. If you, again, I can't stress this enough. If you did use Pythag, make sure you don't use 7.7. You use whatever it was before you rounded it into Pythag. All right, might throw off your final answer. Any questions here? I walked around, looked all good, pretty good. All right. No one said anything to me yet, and I'm kind of surprised, is all I've had you guys do with sine, cosine, tangent is find a side. Well, can I use sine, cosine, tangent to find an angle instead? And the answer is yes, and that's what we're doing today. How do I use sine, cosine, tangent to find an angle instead of a side? So go to number 1 here real quick. We got 12 and 24, and we're trying to find angle x. Start this the same way you do all my problems. Start it the same way. Identify what the 12 is, identify what the 24 is, but now we're going from angle x. So here you go. What's the 12 and the 24? Jackson, 3, 12, what is it? And what's the 24? Okay, so we identified them. Pick the ratio. Nothing's changed yet. $12. What ratio do I use with adjacent hypotenuse? Cosine. Everybody ready? Cosine. Usually I put the degree measure, but what is the degree measure here? Yeah, x. I'm trying to find it. So cosine x equals the adjacent side, 12, over hypotenuse, 24. Has anything changed yet? Nope, until now. Here's where we change. We do not, when we find an angle, put this over 1 and try to cross multiply. I don't know how you're going to do it if you do cross multiply. You're going to be out of luck. All right, because watch what happens when I cross multiply. Don't even think about writing it on your paper. 24 cosine x equals 12. How are you solving for x? What are you dividing both sides by cosine? That's not cosine 24 though, so I can't do that. So I'm stuck. So here's the deal. Our job, we need to figure out what angle, x, what angle has a cosine of 12 over, sorry, somebody didn't chime in there, 12 over 24. What angle has a cosine of 12 over 24? Your calculator is going to tell you. Okay, so we do not cross multiply. We do not cross multiply when we find an angle. Instead, we go to the calculator and do what's called the inverse of our ratio. In this case, cosine to the -1. Everyone look on your calculator right now. Everyone see above your cosine button, you have cosine raised to the -1. Everyone see that on the calculator. That's what we use to find an angle. That is what we're going to use to find an angle. So we do second cosine. And then now you plug in the ratio we built. 12 over 24. And you're asking your calculator what angle has a cosine ratio 12 over 24. Enter, and it's 60 degrees. All right, so inverse cosine 12 over 24, 60 degrees has a cosine ratio of 12 over 24. So that's the new part for today. When you find an angle, we got to do the inverse of the ratio now, not cross multiply. All right, you know my saying here, one doesn't make you great. Let's keep going. This next one, identify what the 12 and the 18 are for me. 3, Jackson, the 12.
Opposite.
18.
Hypotenuse.
All right. Which ratio am I going to use to find the angle? 23? Sine. Guys are on fire today. So sine of x equals opposite 12 over hypotenuse 18. Don't cross multiply. I know it's tempting because that's what you've always been doing. Now I do inverse sine. Take the inverse of sine 12 over 18. And we're going nearest degree, I believe. Yep. So angle x to the nearest degree, 21, 42 degrees. Everybody all right? So there's the new piece today. If you can find an angle, but you got to do the inverse of the ratio. All right, let's apply a little quadrilaterals to this now. HIJK is a rectangle. How are you going to label this? Yeah, I know. You put them at the corners. You put them in order. I know. But what do you mean by put them in order? How do I label a quadrilateral? Clockwise or counterclockwise. You don't jump diagonally. And I'll show you why. This is a perfect example why you don't jump diagonally. HIJK. Going clockwise or counterclockwise. It says that KI is 32. Name KI. What is that KI? That is a what? Yeah. And if you don't go clockwise or counterclockwise, it's going to be a side, which it shouldn't be. That's why it's important to make sure we label it correctly. So KI 32, KJ 11. What's angle IKJ? IKJ right here. I want to make this difficult on you. Sine, cosine, tangent requires what type of triangle? Where is it? Where is it? Why? How do you know it's a right angle? A rectangle. There you go. I wanted to make it difficult on you. There's your right angle right there because it's a rectangle. All right, identify the 11 and the 32 now. Here we go. 22, the 11, and the 32. Good. All right, what ratio are we going to use here then? 4? Cosine. Cosine x equals adjacent 11 over hypotenuse 32. Good job, everybody. Picking it up. Very well. Find an angle. We use the inverse. We don't cross multiply. And when you're ready, what is that angle there? Nearest degree, 15, 70 degrees. Good deal. We're smooth sailing today, huh? Not bad? I'm sorry, I do have bad news, though. Okay, we do have bad news. And the bad news is the directions on the next one. First time we've seen these. Solve the triangle. Ooh, sorry to do this, but we have to. Any ideas what I'm looking for? Basically, yes. Everything that's missing. Every angle and every side that is missing, we need to find. All right. Anybody have a suggestion? What do you want to find first? Missing side? All right, yeah. I don't need sine, cosine, or tangent to find the missing side. How can I find it? Pythag. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, I don't need sine, cosine, or any magic to do the third side. So let's find CA first. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I don't need to find it first, but I already know the two sides, so why not? All right, can you plug the 21 and 25 into it, please, for me? 24, Romeo? Where's the 21 going?
21 is like the first or the second A and B.
Yep, and then we're about 25.
That is the hypotenuse.
Yep. So make sure 25 is in for C squared. I'll let you guys work your magic there, move everything over, take the square root at the very end. And it says round your measures, side measures to the nearest tenth. $22 when you're ready, nearest tenth. Move everything over, take the square root at the end.
13.6.
Yep. You got some units there?
Feet.
There you go. 13.6 feet. Good work. Everyone's all right using Pythag there. All right. I'm actually not going to let you choose. I'm just going to ask somebody, one person to choose for me. 8. What angle you want to find next? B. All right. Let's do it. Let's find angle B now. I prefer you use the given sides because, A, if you choose to use the side we just found, you can't use 13.6. Why not? You got to use the unrounded answer, which might be a lot of work. So can we just use 21 and 25? All right, what are 21 and 25 then to angle B? What sides do I have? Oh, yeah. 21, what sides do I have?
The 21 is adjacent.
Yep.
25 is hypotenuse.
All right, so in this case, I can use what ratio out of the 3? 1. Hi, George.
Cosine.
Cosine. Cosine. You can put an X here. You can put a B because we're finding angle B. Adjacent 21 over hypotenuse 24. You guys know the deal, right? Inverse cosine? I don't know. Where am I getting 24 from? No idea. It's not even on here anywhere. When you're ready, nearest degree for angle B. 6 when you're ready.
32.9. Oh, 33.
There you go. We're good there. 33. Work smarter, not harder. Work smarter, not harder. As we find the final angle, angle A. What do I mean by that? No need to do sine, cosine, tangent. No need. You have 2 angles in a triangle. How can I find the third without using a ratio? Yeah? 180 minus the 90 minus the 33 we just found. Angle A, 57 degrees. And I should have did this at the beginning. Sorry. Just too jacked up to do the problem. Solve the right triangle. What are we asking again? Find all missing sides and angles. All right, just to make sure we fill that in. That is a homework direction tonight. Okay, find all missing sides and angles. We got one more. Are we done? Oh, Big Al. Yep. Can't go without that one. Oh, the old ladder against the wall, huh? Go ahead. Can you set up the diagram on your own? Come on now. I don't need to see a fancy ladder. Just draw a darn right triangle. Think we got it? 6 feet from the house. So hopefully put your 6 here. And this is the angle we're finding. Bottom of the ladder in the ground. Bottom of the ladder in the ground. All right, what sides were you given? Let's finish this strong. 12, what sides do I have?
You're given the hypotenuse and the adjacent.
Nice work, Luke. And I'm allowed to use what then? What ratio? 19? Cosine x equals 6 over 18. Let's do a little inverse cosine here. Find to the nearest degree. So when you're ready, nearest degree. That ladder makes with the ground. 14 when you're ready. Doesn't exist. 23. 71. Anything you want to ask? All right, let me warn you on the homework. The homework is all over the board tonight. It's not just find an angle. You might have to find a side tonight too. All right, so you might have an angle of elevation depression problem to draw. All right, this is all mixed review tonight. Mixed review. One of the problems is on the next page. So real quickly, just flip to the next page. It deals with a rhombus. We wrote down a bunch of properties, I think it was yesterday, about a rhombus. There's one more I want you to be aware of that may help you on this one. All right, one more that may help you. Let me get a rhombus out real quick. So properties we went over yesterday. All the sides are what? All sides congruent. Tell me something about the diagonals. They bisect each other. And they are? That's where you get your right triangle from, right? So those are the properties we talked about yesterday. The other one that'll help you out, anybody remember anything else about the diagonals? Perpendicular, bisect each other, and they bisect the angles, yes. So whatever this angle is up top, it's getting bisected. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, you guys are feel free to go anywhere you want. Bookwork, packet work. Check with each other. It's up to you. Answer key. Check on the answer key on Classroom. We're done for the day. Plenty of time to get stuff done. Oof, gave you 15 minutes.